What's up, everybody? It's another RWD gaming video. We are playing the final episode of my care package series. This is called The End. It is using the acid rain version of Jeremy's IIII expedition. Rules light system, high RP, a lot of fun. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw it over to my players tonight. We got Dave.
Did you throw it over to me? Okay.
Yes, yes, I did.
So I pulled up the YouTube video at the same time, so there was crosstalk. Hey guys, I'm Dave with Mournblade Gaming, and love playing with these guys. And so yeah, I'm glad to be back playing Rex Payne, the King of Pain, and so you get an idea of what he looks like, since YouTube doesn't like the overlays. Rex Payne, the King of Pain. So we are gonna, I think, kill Archie Shaw and do other defiling things to him tonight.
Ultimately, that is the goal, yes. Jeremy.
Hey everybody, I am Jeremy. I have the YouTube channel, the Erasmus Expeditions, where we do live plays and other such things. I'm also 1/3 of the podcast, The Dudes of Yore, with my buddies Jeff Doty and Chad Nick. Go check them out. You can find that on YouTube. Yeah, I'm back finally for Chapter 4 to finish this all up. I'm playing Pops, who's been a lot of fun. So this is a great group of players. I love playing with you guys, whether it's this or Giant Mechs or both.
And we may very well see a little bit of that tonight. Jose.
Hey everybody, my name's Jose. I got the YouTube channel D20Z, and today I'm playing Crazy Joe again, doing a lot of crazy things.
Yes, crazy things. Finally, Phillip.
Hey guys, I'm Phillip. I'm playing Mouth. These guys are okay.
Couldn't say it better myself. So the four of you, as anybody who's watching any of these videos should know, are on the island of Cadian's Keep, a prison island pay-per-view death match with about anything actiony you can imagine, from exploding cars to rocket launchers to alcohol and cigars, or some hard drugs and gangs and whatever. You find it here. You pay to watch it because you like that shit. I should probably say this is an adult game. That'll be very adult. But you fucking like that shit. The four party members are actually in the heat of the moment right now. You are in like the cross between a conference center and an underground bunker. You've infiltrated deep into what would be like the central hub of Cadian's Keep's interior workings. And you were confronted by a mechanized version of the lieutenant, Pops' old rival, in a robotic form that you ultimately defeated, with some aid from the other native people of the island, Mouth's mom, and this guy Atlas, who is pretty fucked up right now. Archie made his escape in a speedboat down the concrete tunnel that leads towards the bay, and you guys are standing in front of the last care package vault, with key in hand. And it's this massive stone door. You have this water tunnel leading out to the left of. It's kind of like a fallout door, like a large fitted piece that would come out and roll. And as far as you can imagine, this is like the main stockpile of weapons on this island that they kind of drop in various points to stir up action here on the island to increase ratings. So I'm going to turn it over to you guys. You have a lot of options here. What do you want to fight this guy? Don't think small. Like I said, there may be giant robots in this. So use that to your knowledge.
And we're just describing like what we're finding when we open this thing? Or are we pitching ideas to you and then you're...
No, you're telling me what's in here. You can have anything. This is a TV show. Like, you know how there's a prop like warehouse in Hollywood? This is the real thing. Anything that would instigate trouble here on the island is in here.
Perfect. So I imagine there's a portion of this building that's built kind of on the water.
Absolutely.
Because he escaped in a speedboat, didn't he?
Yep.
Okay. So, yeah, Pops runs over and has opened the door. And he immediately kind of looks around to take assessment of the vehicles. He finds this, like, cigar boat. This thing is probably like 30 feet long, but it's only maybe like 5 feet wide at its widest point. It's shaped like a dagger, and the paint job on it is like electric blue with like purple flames like coming up the side of the boat. And there is a engine the size of a small car, like completely chrome covered on the front of this thing. It's got, you know, those huge air intakes where it's got, you know, like 3 or 4 barrels right next to each other that have the little flaps that open. And in addition to that, there is also a mounted 30 caliber machine gun that is seated right behind that engine that looks over the top of it, and can be controlled by a switch on the steering wheel.
That's incredible. There is probably like some sort of dock inside this, like inside the wall to the left of this. That's like a dock that has all sorts of Humvees and aquatic vehicles of various things, and you see it shining among all the shit. The exact boat you're looking for.
Pop starts his bow-legged shuffle as quick as he can in these cowboy boots that he wears over towards it as fast as he can get there. Oh, damn.
Feel free to go next, anybody. I can start picking if you'd like. Crazy Joe.
All right. So it's this sort of like warehouse thing, right?
Pretty much like underground bunker combined with prop warehouse of real weapons and shit.
All right. I'm just gonna warn you. I'm gonna go really ridiculous, so just be ready.
Ready to write it down.
He pretty much Crazy Joe walks in there. He sees Pops like, you know, messing with this boat, and there's like a table with all kinds of like crap on top of it. So he's just searching through it, throwing crap aside, and you see this big canister, but it has like patches everywhere, and then it has like a vacuum hose attached to it. And at the end, you see this gun, but it looks like a super soaker type thing full of like duct tape and shit. And he's like, the hell is this? So he goes up to it and he's touching it, and it's like cold. It's like, huh. And he pretty much puts it on and he sprays it at the table, freezing the table. And he's like, oh, okay. And he turns around, like, pretty much skipping. He's all happy and shit.
Anything else?
Yeah. So Mouth, he's gonna walk up to this big fucking metal case, right? Oh, he knows there's something good in this metal case. So he cracks it open and he just sees dozens of these balls. What the fuck is going on with these balls? They're all labeled weird and shit, you know? They got like They got like different descriptors on them. EMP. What the fuck's an EMP? All right, I'll take them. We'll see if they're useful. Go on down the line. Oh, look at this fucking thing. Picks it up. Swings it around. Oh, this is like a bat. Huh. You know what? I'm gonna take this bat. So he has a bat and like this metal case full of different types of grenades, explosives, electromagnetic pulses, and he's just gonna fucking home run derby this shit. And he hears this massive boat engine revving up from Pops, and he's like, "Oh shit, Pops is a sweet ride. All right, let me see what I can find." And he's cruising the line, and finally he sees it. Just this beautiful black hog. And he straddles it and starts it up and just gorgeous growl. And Mouth is thinking, this is fucking wicked, man.
That was fantastic.
Yeah, and Rex is looking around as well, just kind of watching these guys like kids in a candy store, an adult candy store. And he's walking along and he's like, there's this glass cylinder, and within is encased this. It's like he's seeing at first, he's just seeing a barrel because it's kind of covered by other shit in front of it. So he walks over and he's looking at it and he's like, holy shit, it's a suit. And so as he opens the door, he steps inside, and this thing is pretty much like a metal, lightweight metal, of course. And as he sits in, it's got one of those mounted, like on a steady, like mid-section launch. Not only is it a suit of armor, but it's got exchanged barrels, so he can do a rocket launcher, like a 50 caliber. Amazing. So he comes walking out of there, and as he realizes, as the light hits it, you kind of see that old reflective look to it that has the swirls inside of it. It's not chrome, and this must have been one of those prototypes they were looking for when they were going to send in. So he holds the barrel up and just checks it, and you hear just launch, and then yeah, and he starts walking towards the boat. It takes out a cigar and lights it.
Hey, Rexy, you know what they say about a man who's got a big gun, don't you?
Yeah, you don't call him Rexy. As the barrel kind of swivels over to the right as he's walking by.
You're not going to smoke that damn thing on the boat, are you?
He takes a drag and he's like, steps on the edge and then climbs over.
This thing burns high octane fuel, son. You bring a cigar on this boat, we're all going to blow up to Kingdom Come.
He kind of takes a long drag and then he flicks it in the water. All right, Pops.
Smart move. Get your heavy ass in the back.
You kind of hear that flex motion of muscles kind of creaking as he starts stepping to the back.
So as the four of you have kind of gotten onto this boat and readied yourselves to leave, Mouth's mom and Atlas kind of approach. I believe last time they had decided that they were going to stay behind. There is inside this vault like another small conference room. This one has like some laptops set up, and you see that they're like set up to the live feeds for the callers. they're going to stay here and try and like intervene with viewing to see if they can either get some calls going towards helping you rather than helping Archie, care package wise. So the four of you are on the boat, and from what I can tell, this is going to be a very fast boat. And Archie's boat, was a speed boat, but this boat's going to go much faster.
I don't know. It might get slowed down with that motorcycle. That thing looks kind of heavy.
Well, I'm gonna say for the sake of this that there's actually a tunnel inside this vault as well, so you can drive out the tunnel, and it actually conveniently runs parallel and next to the canal, obviously. So give me. I want a speed roll from both of you to see how quickly you can catch up to this guy.
Okay. God, who built this game? What the hell? What's going on?
You tell me, man. You made it.
So if it's on the left, then we have to roll higher, and if it's on the right, then we have to roll lower. That's what I'm trying to say.
Low roller.
Low roller.
Actually,
So my
Right?
speed is a 3. So yeah, I need to go over a 3. Or if I get a 3, I get a tick mark towards care packages.
correct.
So
First, you get 1 at 2, and then 3, and then 4, so on.
Okay. And then how many dice are we rolling?
I'm going to say that you're both right in your element, so 3 apiece.
Mouth is not in his element.
All
So
right, then you
he
can take
hops
2.
on this big motorcycle. He's like, yeah, this thing's fucking sweet. And he revs it up and he goes. And when he starts going, Pops instantly knows based on he can't keep balance. And he's like swerving and then just like hits it into something and it crashes on the side. And he's like scurries out and he looks up. And he's like, oh shit.
What the hell are you doing?
I think I'll ride in the boat, Pops. Sorry.
Have you been drinking?
And he looks up and he's like, that's not a bad idea. Goes, grabs a bottle of whiskey off the table before he hops in the boat.
I don't know. You looked pretty comfortable on that thing at first.
Yeah. Shut up, big gun.
You like that, huh? He kind of runs his hand up the side of it. She's pretty.
So if everybody is on board, Pops is just going to shake his head and take the throttle and kind of start moving it forward, pulling away from the dock.
Rex kind of leans over to Mouth and says, all right, hold on.
Yeah,
Not to your gun, I won't.
Yeah, Crazy Joe would probably be like holding on to the boat. He's probably scared shitless.
See, Joe's got the right idea.
So the boat jettisons out of this tunnel here, leading to what you imagine is a exit here out in the bay, behind where this warehouse is located. And you see the spotlight kind of shining on the water in front of you as you guys shoot out of this tunnel into the crisp night air. The spray of the bay on you, there's like helicopters, there's the large blimp kind of coming down, touching to like the pier across from you. And right dead ahead of you, you see the 2 lights, the 2 red lights of his speedboat cruising towards the blimp.
How far away you would say we're from him?
In terms of like the near, far, distant range. Probably distant.
Okay. Joe would look at everybody. He would look at Pops and he'd be like, "Don't hate me." And he would like stick his hand out with the gun and shoot it to make like a ramp, like an ice ramp.
Man, what the hell do you even roll roll for that? I'm gonna say flare or we'll do grace.
Flare or Grace, gotcha. And what am I rolling? Like 1, 2?
I'm gonna say 2. We'll up the stakes a little bit, make it harder.
I got 2 successes.
What Juju, flare or grace?
I use flare.
All right. So, Pops, I'm gonna say that this roll kind of rolls over into you. There's a ramp of like frozen surf that you are kind of careening towards here at the moment.
So Pop kind of looks back over his shoulder, kind of unsure where the hell this ice just came from, and seeing that it came from this implement that Crazy Joe is holding, a look of concern kind of washes over Pops's face.
Oh, goddamn. Well, all right then. I suppose we're doing it.
And he pushes that throttle all the way forward and kind of white knuckles the steering wheel and turns it towards this ramp.
I'm gonna say that's either speed or that's probably speed. You're just you're just driving fast.
All right. How many dice?
I'm gonna say 2 because though you are an expert driver / pilot, this is the first time you've been in a boat in at least the last couple days.
It's definitely the first time I've ever jumped a ramp of ice. That's
also true.
Yeah. Okay, that's a 10 and a 5 and a speed of 3, so that's 2 successes.
So there's actually like 2 like hovercrafts that are not like levitating hovercrafts, but like I don't know what the word I'm looking for is. Nonetheless, they are hovering over the water, and they have like some guys with machine guns on the decks of them, and they're kind of driving out and shooting at you to try and like ambush you. And you guys managed to hit this ramp, and it's just basically Dukes of Hazzard style. I'm gonna say that Mouth and Rex, you both have an opportunity to do something before the boat lands.
Well, Rex, as soon as he saw this coming, he looked back at the engines and he was like, these twin engines are sticking in the water. And he says, that's not good. And he knelt down next to him. And he says, unlock the engines. And he just grabs them and just pulls them back. And you hear his muscles just pulling back as he pulls those blades up in the air. So basically it doesn't beat up on the ice as it's coming up.
Smart, actually. That's smart. I'm gonna say that's force.
Roll force.
This is like just a deadlift, so you can roll 3.
Okay. Okay, so I have a 7 force, and I rolled a 5 and a 7 and a 10. So 2 successes, one's right on the money.
So you can go ahead and give yourself like a tally. When you get 2, you can cash them in for a care package, and then you start back off with 0.
Okay.
And once you get 3, you get another care package. I think that was the way we did it last time. That it worked out pretty well. So you had 2 successes, 1 failure. So I think that maybe I don't know. I think you just pulled up the engine, so you managed to do that successfully. But as you guys come kind of landing down in the water, you're met with like a hard drag with lack of velocity, I guess.
Okay, so we get a big slow when we land.
Yep. So now that you guys have kind of like crashed into the water, these two hovercrafts are coming up next to you. You see Archie kind of coming into the pier across from you. The blimp has landed. His face is kind of plastered on the side of it, almost rotating, mocking you with his big white teeth and coiffed hair. You see the pier is kind of set up as like a funnel. So ultimately, you're going to get there.
So how far away are these hovercraft to left and right of us?
I would say probably about 10 feet, maybe.
All right, so I'm going to drop one of them back into the water and hold the other one up. I'm going to say spin and reverse it.
Pops kind of, whatever, and he kind of will pull the throttle back, hit the button on the side to kind of put it into reverse, and then slowly push it back down again as he's kind of using these side view mirrors on this boat to kind of back it up. And while he's doing that, he's also going to, on the steering wheel, hit the button to actually fire some rounds from this machine gun in the direction of Archie's boat.
Rex, I want a control roll with 2. Jeremy, you can have, I'm going to say either instinct or knowledge, whatever's higher, with 3. And then Mouth, what are you doing?
Give me just like 15 seconds.
All right, so Mouth is like standing there stunned for like 15 seconds or something.
He didn't actually hold on, so he's kind of sliding on the deck.
Yeah,
he Rex for once.
He's got like this huge case of metal balls that he's got to like hold on to.
Right. So when you're I'm more speed than I am control.
That's fine.
So I actually rolled a 2 and a 7. So my speed is 2.
Okay. So 2 successes then.
Okay.
Yeah, you go ahead and complete whatever you wanted to happen out of this.
So yeah, as the whine of the engines start back up, these high-powered, high-speed engines, these huge blades are just screaming in, rotating like this as it comes forward like a basically a saw blade. And I would imagine about this time that Pops realizes what Rex wanted him to do, as this saw blade just backs right into this hovercraft that's behind him. And this high-powered saw blade just basically just chewing up into that hovercraft.
So the cold spray of the surf mixes with the warm splatter of blood as a few of these like minions are eviscerated in front of you with these engine blades. Some of you taking more of that than others. Pops, you managed to successfully pilot between these, but rather than hitting Archie, the drag of hitting these people with the saw blades and kind of stopping your boat has messed up your trajectory, and you see like the rounds kind of pepper the pier, wood and maybe sand in some spots kind of flying up into the air. You see Archie kind of like running girlishly. I guess girlishly is a bad term. He's not running girlishly. He's running pathetically away towards this blimp.
Yeah, and Pops really was just trying to do exactly that, just kind of scare Archie a little bit. If he hit him, that was just icing on the cake. but he's backing up alongside this hovercraft where Rex is just tearing into these people, and he actually passes a guard.
You're gonna want to put ice on that.
And just keeps backing up alongside this hovercraft.
You see this guy, he's like missing fingers and like his hands are chewed. And he's like, oh, put ice on this. So, Mouth, what are you doing now that you are kind of face to face with the couple minions in front of you on this hovercraft?
I think this is the perfect time for him to reach into his grab bag of basically explosives and see what they do. So we're close range, right? You said like 10 feet away.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's not going to toss up a bomb and bat it. He kind of wants to explore what these do first. So he's going to take one at random, basically, and kind of try to like start it. I imagine it's some digital start, and he'll try to figure that out and then toss it at a guy and see what it does.
Maybe it's like some sort of compression start when it's like hit with physical contact. It's got so many seconds before it erupts.
Exactly.
Triggered by like kinetic energy or something.
And then, like, oh shit, better toss it.
So, like, I'm actually, since this is like you learning, I'm going to say it's like a knowledge or maybe a control.
Okay, yeah.
Are you proficient in any of those?
Nope. We'll see how we'll see how knowledge goes.
Perfect. I wouldn't want this to be easy for you.
Yeah, that did not go well. I rolled a 3 and I needed to roll higher than an 8.
Okay, perfect.
He's instinctual. He just grabbed one that felt right and threw it.
So, you like toss it to these guys. They like look at it, and like the one guy's like, "Nah, dude. Did you have like a description for what you wanted in this?"
We'll say that it's like probably some low-level inert gas or something.
So this guy's gonna be like, "No, dude, that's the chloroform one." And as as he's holding it, it kind of erupts in all three of your faces.
Oh shit!
So the one
How the
guy,
fuck you get this thing open, guys? Boop 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 boop.
Mouth, did you just chloroform us?
no, just himself
Oh.
and the enemies. Philip, I'm gonna need like a speeder control roll, whichever's better. Actually, no, whichever's worse.
Yeah, okay. We'll do control. I have to roll lower than a 4.
Yep.
Yeah, 6.
So like they're kind of like, I should be, and they both kind of fall in the water, and you're like, oh man, good thing and then you so you're in the water right now, bud.
I got you good, you fuck.
So you guys are kind of like caught up in the gore that's taking a place behind you. Pops, you feel it on the back of your head as you see like this cloud of gas in front of you that's like maybe 3 feet away from you, and you see Mouth fall into the water.
Yeah, I think we're probably still going in reverse at this point. So I'm like facing that direction because he's now towards the front of the boat.
What the hell's going on back there? You decide now's a good time to take a nap or a bath? Or both?
Mouth is just letting off some gas.
Put that thing back in the water if it's not all chummed up with guts.
Mm. Yeah, and as he rocks it back in and he turns around, his whole midsection is just kind of dripping with gore. I think I got some on my cool reflective tape, man.
That's absolutely disgusting and vile. You smell of people's shit and innards.
Oh, it's divine, isn't it?
You go to church in a very strange place. And he throttles it forward, switching it back into forwards to try to go get Mouth.
Yeah, I would be looking at Pops and I'd be like, I got him. And he would stick his head out the window and grab his golf club and try to see if he could, like, grab him by the belt or something and bring him closer to the boat.
Go ahead and give me flare or force. 2.
I got 2 successes and 1 is the same number.
So you have a care package tick, and so like you see 3 kind of like looming shadows kind of starting to sink into the water here. And I guess one of them looks more Brooklyn than others. Are you from Brooklyn?
Hey, across the river, man.
Whatever. You get scooped out of the water by Crazy Joe.
Joe would probably look at him, and instead of giving him his hand, he would like take the golf club and put it halfway through his sleeve, and he would be like, "Give me your hand."
Oh shit! Thanks, Joe. Do you think the camera saw that?
I don't know.
You look up, and there's like 2 like smaller blimps with large television screens kind of broadcasting what's happening. And it's like a zoom in. Somehow they've managed to like bring the camera very close to you guys, like having this moment. And it's like almost like the painting where Mouth is like God is coming down to touch the guy's hand, except for it's Crazy Joe's golf club.
He is fucking insane. Oh, man. So how far up are those blimps?
Probably like 70 feet, 80 feet.
Nice. He pulls up, he kind of brushes off some of the blood, and he launches a grenade at one of them.
I don't even really think you need to roll for that. You managed the blimp itself is probably filled with hydrogen gas intentionally, and so as your RPG or whatever you have fired into this massive ball of flammable gas, what would you like to happen?
So I would imagine the thing hits it, and it's big, so it bows into the side, and then basically you see the thing kind of expand briefly, and then all of a sudden it's like this fire just erupts and starts incinerating the thing, much like the Hindenburg, if you've ever watched the video or the tape. And the thing just starts slowly going down into the water, away from us, of course.
Roll me a d12 if you have one handy. If you don't, I know the system doesn't require anything more than d10s, but do grab other dice because
11.
Perfect. So there is like an alcove of more guys like coming out towards to meet you, and you'd say there's probably like 11 boats full of like 10 guys apiece, and like the flaming steel wreckage smashes into them. The sounds of carnage and like screeching metal and explosions have like illuminated the hell out of the for reference sake western side of the bay. Before you, the pier is kind of lit up with like the blimp. It's like this big gold gaudy thing with like an even bigger TV screen, but this thing is like armored, if you will, like overly done, like almost steampunkish or like clockwork in a way, where it's got like these huge like spears on each side, and like there's like this nice ornate carriage, and it kind of is like illuminated gold in my mind, with Archie's face posted on the side of it. I'm gonna leave it up to you. You guys are probably in the far range, so
we still have one blimp up there, right?
Yep, and then the big one's on the ground at the moment.
So I point at the other one and I say, "You're next."
I think
Well,
from where we've... Go ahead, sorry.
Well, let me try to take this one, Rex. And I want Mouth to very carefully open the case and like look at it everywhere and try to find a bomb that
I'm gonna say like right like on top. Like this was actually probably like being held down by the one you grabbed. There's like a stock like cue card, like it's laminated. It's got like it's color coded. It has like symbols and it's like how to activate. And you're like, oh, this is helpful.
So I just scan that card to find the first explosive one that I can find, and I grab it, and I'll close the case and get the bat, and it's like a metal bat with a switch, and I switch it on, and it's like glowing blue, and basically it just makes this a fucking home run derby bat.
You have like some vibrating mechanism in there that like you don't actually hit it to make it explode. You like transfer energy.
Yeah, it's like the kinetic energy transfer from the Black Panther suit, I hit this thing and it's just launching these explosives with barely any effort. And so I'm like, all right. And I'll start the explosive, toss it, crack it, and just right towards the blimp.
Give me a instinct roll.
Okay, nice. How many dice?
You've played baseball before, haven't you?
Oh, fucking every night on the streets until the lights would come on and my mom would yell for me to come home.
Then yeah, you can have 3.
Um, 2 successes, but 1 10.
You
I
can
don't know
have
if that's a
you can have a tick point.
Oh, I thought that was like a critical failure. Anyway, we're good.
Oh, is that your number, or did you fail
No.
at 10?
No, I needed to roll lower than an 8. So
No.
just a fail then.
The way I think the way I think it's done. It's been 4 or 5 months since we played this. If you're rolling 3 and you get 2 of the 3, that's a success, but nothing fancy.
Cool.
So yeah. You managed to. You said an explosive, so I mean, roughly something similar happens to Rex's blimp. This thing is engulfed in a flaming mass of steel and fire. This one doesn't have like a cove full of guys. This is just like the side of the dock here, maybe like where that tunnel would have continued on, full of like weapons and shit. So this thing just kind of like smacks on the steel and slides into the water. But your mom kind of like communicates with you on your
Headset.
your headset, if you will. It seems as if they're able to like kind of make sure the calls that get through are people that are sending you stuff. So you are basically you now have I guess what is how much your tick points are one less, so you can have a care package right now.
Same mouth.
Yeah.
Fuck. Well, I want this. You know, I usually don't like to do the care packages that are like great weapons or something. I don't know why. I always like to do weird shit that seems totally useless. But I think
Actually, do you want to do it the way we did it last time and have other people do your care packages for you?
yeah, that's better.
I got it.
All right, Dave's got it. And then actually, before we get to that, Pops, did you have something that you can still do? Is that option still available to you?
Yeah. I think like from where the wreckage of this blimp has like careened down, there's actually a scene where you just see like this raging inferno, and the boat literally just punches like straight through a section of this fire on water, and it just like swirls around, and you just see like the silhouette of like all of us like racing through out of this fire and smoke in hot pursuit of this fucker.
Yeah, that'd be badass. If that'd be like the team name comes over in like big letters. Actually, I don't think you guys have a team name, so it'd be like, bam. It's like, you guys like knife through the fire of this wreckage. Or Dave, go ahead and do the care package, and after that, we'll be taking a break. So
Cool. Yeah, what's left of the screens on these ones that are left comes up, and there's this this chick. She's got really heavy eyeliner and this black choker on, and she comes on and she goes, "Hi, mouth." She's very deep-throated. I really like watching you, and I've really wanted to send this to you for a long time. So here it is. I think you should start with the Listerine. And then there's a nice surprise that comes with it, just for you. I'll be thinking of you. As the screen kind of fades to black, you see this person kind of lean forward and give this big. And so the care package, this box comes falling down off this drone and lands on the deck of the ship. You gonna open it?
Yeah, did you guys see her? She was smoking hot. If we get out of here, I'm getting laid.
Mm-hmm.
Mouth is excited, and he goes to open the box, and he's like, Listerine, what's that?
So as you open it up, there's this bottle of Listerine. It's mouthwash, old school mouthwash. And next to it, though, is a basically it's very smooth and soft, but it's very finely ribbed. And it has a handle on it and a head on the tip of it. And yeah, it's a dildo.
I didn't even think like the container was necessary. You just hear like a cannon launch, and this thing hits the deck.
There's a big suction cup on the bottom. It just hits.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like a fucking unicorn.
It hits Rex's suit.
He turns around and it's like,
Is there something on my back?
he can't reach it and pull it off because he's too small up.
Dude, all right.
He's like,
Mouth, help me.
Yeah, I think that is a two-hander. That's a spy-hander, Brent. You might want to use that Listerine first, though.
So as you guys,
we'll go and open the Listerine and use it, and then pick up the giant dildo, and I guess just like wiggle it around and probably toss it at Rex. Here you go. This is maybe as big as your gun.
Yeah. That's all you, buddy.
So before this goes any further, you guys see Archie getting to the blimp, and Jeremy, give me one more speed roll.
how many dice would you like, sir?
Give me 3.
Okay. That's 2 6s. Uh-oh. And a 7. My speed is a 3, so that's 3 successes.
So, as you guys kind of straighten back up through the writing of the engines, you gun it, and this is a precision vehicle. You are making great time and are about approaching the pier, and with that, we're going to take a break. Meet back here in 10. We'll shoot the shit till everyone gets back, and if we have to, you guys are about to fight Archie should you apprehend him. So we'll see you back here in 10. Thank you to anybody who's tuning in. This is kind of a vulgar game, so I don't expect too many to do so. If you are interested in other live plays that are more lean towards fantasy and sci-fi, check out some of my other videos. And until then, we are going to carry on with the mayhem. For those of you guys just tuning in, this game is extremely vulgar, so keep that in mind.
I'm sure this is fine for 10 plus.
We needed to put a rating on this video.
10 years old, Dave? What the hell?
I think that's some
Totally kidding.
they have different rules down in Tucson. I mean, I'm having a lot of fun. I don't necessarily know that if I had known the potential of this game, would have put a warning earlier. Beginning.
How did you not know? That's how all of our games end up.
That's not true. We play giant robots pretty straightforward. But that's giant robots.
Yeah, I had to introduce the Listerine.
You know, the mouthwash. No, I won't say that I'm ashamed that I laughed. 'Cause I'm not. But I mean, I'm feeling a strong sense of completion coming, so once this game's over with, this will be like my first series online that I've completed, I think.
I think like 4 is a sweet spot that doesn't really get played very frequently, you know, like 4 to 6 sessions.
I would agree. Like, I feel like there's a lot of ideas that people are like, I'm gonna run this as a campaign. And it's like, but have you tried 4 to 6 sessions though?
It's hard to, I think it's great because it forces you to condense it all into just good stuff.
Yeah,
But
let's fill.
it's super difficult to do also because campaigns are so easy to just keep going.
Well, I feel like a campaign is easy to do that when there's like no clear final objective, or like the final objective is rather looming, maybe. Like, I don't know. I don't want to. I guess it really doesn't matter, but my information on the subject is not as complete as someone else. So I like 4 to 6. I have trouble running games that don't have a clear objective, or do have a clear objective sometimes. So this kind of. Plus, I just read ICRPG Volume 2 or Version 2, and the DM tools in there are extremely helpful.
Dude, that book is fucking awesome.
It really is. It's very good. It's applicable to that, and I got really heavy into listening to DBJ this week. This is my shout out for the week. RPGs with DBJ. Literally, if I could wake up at 6 p.m. or 6 a.m. Eastern time, I would try and participate in these videos. Like, I was blown the hell out the other day in like
He's
3
so
videos.
good.
It's
So creative. And so, he just is putting out massive content.
It's dude, I listened to like 3 videos at work the other day. It was like, Jeremy, I have so many ideas right now. I don't know what to do with all these ideas, man. So go check out RPGs with DBJ if you want some solid inspiration towards. And it's not like his videos are so specific that it's easy to go off topic. They're vague enough that they encompass enough to like jump on all these different, I don't know. I was blown out.
Yeah, he's just a creative monster, full of inspiration.
Absolutely. Yeah. Environments, man. Who knew that was like your character as a DM? It's like, hey, man, you play the world.
Well, Hank likes to do that too. I mean, with timers and stuff like that, bleed them off with, and something that, you start to realize if as you're playing is like as a DM, don't throw monsters with high hit points all the time, you know, because especially with lower levels, because you're going to have a fight that drags out forever unless your party wants that and your table wants that. But usually you want, you know, high action and stuff like that. And if you just have a slog, it just becomes this boring. I mean, for me,
Yeah,
you know,
no one wants to be in combat for 2 hours. No one
Right.
wants to be in combat for 2 hours.
but if you're fighting the environment and, you know, there's all these other things that are messing with you, it is intriguing and it keeps your synapses firing, I guess, because you're fighting the enemy, but you're also fighting the environment, or you're fighting a timer, or both, or, you know, all these other things coming at you, and you're like, you know.
With that being said, I feel like how I know I've in the past, like when I first started playing, there were certain classes like fighter. It's like, what are you doing every turn? I'm gonna hit the thing. Well, using your environment is like a world of possibilities. I mean, within reason, if you're like, hey, DM or GM, cannot there be a glass bottle on the table large enough that I can smash it? Because like the improvised weapon is D4 unless it can be equivalent to an existing weapon. So it's like, all right, yeah, this bottle is large enough, and you broke it in a way that it's kind of like a short sword. So I'm gonna let you do a D6 rather, or like chandelier is a classic trope that there's a reason why it's a classic trope, because it's classic. There's the rope holding this chandelier. Like, all right, I want you to, roll a probability to see, how much of this person is underneath the chandelier to see how effective it is, or something like that. Get mildly creative almost. Not go about making your own subsystems, but it's like, all right, I don't have the ruling right here, so this is what we're gonna do because it seems reasonable. Adapt, I guess. I don't know. I was thinking about the environment in a new light the last couple days. Jose, I will drop a link in the chat for you for that. So,
stuff.
Yeah.
Rex is going to hand Malf some duct tape, and you got a bat there. You can just duct tape that thing to your baseball bat. You're good to go, man.
You got 2 bats.
I'm not gonna fucking touch that thing. You're the only one here who can fit it in you anyway, Rex.
So that thing is just like laying there pretty much?
How do you know that?
Absolutely, it's laying on the bottom of the boat right now, Joe.
Like I was gonna say, if that thing is behind me, like Joe would look at it, he would freeze it, and then he would look at my and he'd be like, chill.
Yeah, let's focus on kicking Archie's ass. Come on.
So you guys have cruised right up here on the pier. There's almost like a small dock area. You see that like his speedboat was like lazily tossed up there. It's like a low part of the dock that has stairs that go up to like the high dock where this blimp is sitting. There's rope at the dock there, and I think there'd probably be rope in your boat to tie off if you would like to.
Yeah, Pops will kind of pull up, kind of slow the throttle back, and come to a stop as he kind of drifts in sideways to these mooring posts. And then he'll actually take the time to kind of moor the ropes, once, twice, one near the front, one near the back, while everybody else is probably getting off.
Getting off, indeed. And with that, the 4 of you are able to kind of get off the boat and are, I would imagine, going up the stairs to confront Archie. So as you kind of peek over the ledge here, you see almost like carnival pier fallen into disarray. Like some of the lights still work. Like none of the rides are running, but all the lights are on. There's a couple spotlights from where you came pointing over this way, but most of the lights coming from this massive blimp. So the blimp is kind of here on the edge of the pier, and like beyond it is the amusement park. in the water. And you know, you got your old food vendors. So it's kind of like a mix between eerie and like you have this big floating head on the side of the blimp kind of rotating and smiling at you. And as you get on top of the wooden pier here, you hear the telltale voice, the loudspeaker from the blimp. Well, I'll be damned. You guys actually made it all the way to me. And you got me. I'm bleeding. Good for you. Well, that's the last you'll get to see of it. You'll die here right now. And with that, some more lights kind of flick on, and you hear like a thud. You feel a vibration through the wooden platforms here of like a march of soldiers. And from behind the one side of the blimp and like out of these like carnival rides are these like not as big as the lieutenant, but like I don't know if you've seen the videos of it. It's like they have like invented an exosuit that makes you stronger. You can like, if you're disabled, you can walk. Similar like Fallout power armor without armor. You got these like basically super soldiers running at you. And I would like all of you to roll speed, whether you are good at it or not. 1 die. Fail or succeed. Dave, if you rolled a 2, you can have another care package point. And I feel like that can go up in the air or feel obligated. All right, well, someone's got to humiliate Rex somehow.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So the screen comes on and there is a nun on the screen. Classic black and white habit. You can tell she's somewhat older. She's looking straight in the camera and she says, "This care package is for Rex. Rex, I've been watching you since the beginning, and I just want to say one thing to you." She stands up, she tears away her habit, and she is ripped. Like, she is stacked up ripped. "Don't be such a pussy." And the care package drops in, lands on the pier right in front of Rex. And it's this incredibly long box that sounds very heavy when it kind of down on the wooden dock.
Do I have time to open this, or are we running?
No, Rex, don't be such a pussy.
Yeah, what are you gonna do, Rex?
As he's kneeling down, he'd say, "I'd hit that," and he kind of opens.
She might hit you.
He opens the box.
There is this enormous rocket launcher. It's probably 4.5 feet long. The tubes on it are about 4 or 5 inches across the diameter.
Nice. He picks it up and he kind of runs it down the shaft, and he kind of glances over at Mouth and gives him a wink. And then he puts it on his shoulder and hits the center, fires it at the center of the guys that are running at him.
If that's a force, you can have 3.
That's a thing of beauty, Rex.
All right, so I got a 9, 8, and a 10. My force is 7. So that is 3 failures.
So, as you shoulder this firearm, you're kind of racked with some self-doubt here. The nun has really shaken you to your core. You're like, damn, am I really a pussy? The thoughts are fleeting. And as you fire, your head just wasn't into it when you pulled the trigger. And rather than destroy a large crowd of people like I was hoping you would, you destroy a large sum of buildings, and part of the pier has collapsed down. And I'm gonna actually say you guys have shifted the terrain, so you're actually sliding towards your enemy.
He kind of throws it down on the ground as his other barrel comes up, and he's like, I meant to do that.
You meant to draw us closer to the robot men who are trying to kill us. This is what you intentionally did?
It's a target-rich environment, Pops. As he cocks it again, he's like, let's get some blood.
I'm still spattered, but for the last poor bastard you put a prop through.
Pops, you're also able to go before the enemies get to you.
So, right before they had disembarked off of the boat, he had found this small little package. It was almost like a small briefcase that he had kind of taken a peek inside and kind of shut it. And he still got it with him. And he's trying desperately to hold on to this briefcase as he's kind of sliding down this now tilted dock. And he reaches under his arm and pulls one of those snub-nosed submachine guns out from under the holster he's got under his leather jacket. And he's going to point at the closest one of these guys to him, and is just going to open a fire.
Speed. 3.
I can do speed. 3?
Yep.
Okay. A 1, a 4, and a 7. My speed is a 3, so that's only 1. No, wait. Those
2
are 2 successes. Yep.
So you're able to easily mow down this guy in front of you. Just adding in the difficulty of sliding now. This probably wouldn't have been something you would have easily done, but you peppered him. He kind of falls forward, and you see that this suit has an eject button on the lapel area, and this guy had turned and fallen, so he's kind of on his back leaning up. But that, at the same time, these guys have kind of reached the edge of the dock where this had exploded and you guys were sliding towards. So they're going to open fire on all of you guys. I want you all to roll. Actually, I would like you all to describe to me how you are going to avoid the fire. And depending on how you go about it, I will determine the dice. And they have a set amount that they're going to take away from you in your dice pool for successes. I guess is how we're going to do it. So we'll go ahead and just do the same order as initiative. Rex, you can go first.
Okay, so as Rex has just yelled at Pops to let's get some blood and cocked his weapon, he had turned and began sprinting towards them in a sort of serpentine fashion because he knew they were going to open fire on him. So he's running towards them and as sprinting as fast as he can. So
speed then, I would imagine.
okay.
Go ahead and roll and put it in the chat. We're going to go do this quick. All right, I actually am going to change this up, Jeremy. Instead of having you go next, we'll have Mouth go next since they haven't gone yet.
Well, my original plan was going to be to hide behind Rex, but since he ran, I'm going to scope out the sides to see if there's any, like, carnival game booths, and I'm going to duck behind the counter.
I would say that is either instinct or speed.
Instinct.
All right, I'm going to say that's 2. Go ahead and put your successes in the chat. Crazy Joe.
So you said that we were like sliding towards them, right?
Correct.
Okay. So pretty much Joe would be kind of like on one knee and like surfing down, and the whole time he's going down, he's like, ice, ice, baby. And he would like put a ice wall like right in front of him so that way he doesn't get hit.
I'm going to say that's either flare or speed. If you go faster.
How many dice?
2.
Alright, I got 2 successes. Ace flare.
And then finally Pops.
The ground has kind of shifted and stuff. There's all kinds of things that are kind of shifting and sliding around. And Pops sees out of the corner of his eye this hot dog cart that's like rolling down towards them. And he is actually going to angle his tumbling kind of towards that cart and try to put the cart between him and these people that are shooting at them. Going with instinct if possible.
I can do that. I'm going to give you 2 as well.
Okay. My instinct is an 8. And I got a 7 and a 10. So that's only 1 success.
Okay, so as these guys kind of like machine gun fire the pier at all of you, you're all kind of getting hit in maybe, for the most part, non-lethal damage. The way we do damage in this is I'm going to have you roll a D8. I think it was a D10, but I'm going to put the pressure on. You guys have been up at it. So roll a D8, and just the likelihood of you guys getting shot right now is very high. I'm going to have you subtract 2 from whatever you roll. And if you roll a 1 or a 2, you go down a damage die. We're upping the pressure on this game because I haven't hurt you guys like fucking at all.
And if we only got 1 success, what would you like for us to do?
Roll it twice.
Okay.
So if you, whatever you rolled and you subtract 2 from it, if it is 1, 2, or it shouldn't be, it could potentially be 0, but also 0. You drop your damage die down a die size. So we were at D8s. We're going to go down to D6s for each failure. And then after that, it's a D4. Pressure's on. This is life or death. But these guys just kind of, you know, are minion firing at you right now. Crazy Joe, you are in an you are sliding quickly down this ramp. What would you like to do to assault these super soldiers in front of you?
I'm gonna slide down like Superman style with my gun like in my hand, and I want to go all the way down to like I'm close up to one of those guys, and I'm gonna freeze his nuts.
Give me a flashy with 2.
What am I doing?
Flashy 2 dice.
I'm confused. This is flashy.
Not flashy. I thought it's subtle verse.
Flare.
Oh, flare, not flash.
All right,
Gee,
I was
sorry.
confused. All right,
I don't have the rolls right in front of me.
so
Similar words.
I got one failure and one success.
So you managed to liquid nitrogen this guy's genitalia. But you have kind of like continued sliding. So you are now kind of like underneath the pier. And then shut up, mouth.
So I hid in a booth, right? Like to the side. Was I able to escape the like movement, or how does that?
Yeah. Kind of just depending on what action you took. If you took, went to like obstacle or something to hide behind, I would say your movement was stopped. Yeah.
Okay. So if I'm stable while I'm still like crouched behind the counter, I want to open the briefcase, look at my cheat sheet there, and find a symbol that's like numerous people, like many people, and like, all right, let's see what this does.
It just says CC on the side of it.
Yeah. And so I'm like, huh, all right, let's see what this does. And I'll activate it, toss it up, and bat towards a group of the minions. And hopefully it'll like split out into like, a scatter shot.
Give me instinct 2.
Two successes. Jeremy, I'm sorry, I suck.
So you successfully toss this grenade into the crowd. Do you have an idea of what you want this crowd control to be, or do you want me to make it up?
You can go ahead and do it.
So I picture this thing kind of like landing in like the crowd. Like they don't really even see this. They're all kind of just firing at you. It's not like your bat makes a sound or anything when you hit this. And it lands in the middle of them and kind of like detonates. And you see like all these guys kind of like get sucked together. Like some of them even getting like lifted up and over the other ones. And they're like getting pulled very hard as like this small gravitational force is like crushing them together.
Whoa, that was unexpected. Nice.
And with Crazy Joe now at the bottom of this ramp and Mouth, are you moving at all? Are you staying positioned?
Do I have a good line of sight at Archie?
He's actually inside the blimp right now.
Oh, well, do I have a good line of sight at the rest of the minions, or was that only like a specific, portion I could see from my...
I mean, they're kind of like indefinite and numerous in number.
Mhm.
So, I mean, you can keep hammering away at minions because they're going to keep coming at you. Or
Nope,
you can...
I'll start heading down with my, looking for like a path that's manageable for me and my metal briefcase full of explosives.
All right, and with that, you kind of see the screen flick back on for Archie. Well, you fuckers, I'm out of here. Sayonara. And like you see the large glowing blimp like starting to take off. What are you doing about this?
Blimp's slow. I mean,
it's a dirigible.
Yeah, they're usually slow.
A zeppelin, if you will.
What's the turn order?
It's up at the top of the order, but I'm letting anyone who wants to try and attack this thing bring it down. Environmental action.
Still know we're still near the water, right?
You're kind of like in the middle ground. This blimp is kind of hovering off the ground where you guys have now broken the pier to slide towards the rest of it. So it's kind of like starting to take off. You are next to the water, yes. To answer your question, yes.
Okay. Pops is going to call out, Joe, I need you to do that thing you did before. Freeze me some water up here. Form another ramp. And Pops is going to start scrambling for a nearby boat that has this massive anchor chain on it. He's going to start starting up the engine on this boat and kind of getting all of this chain on this anchor pulled all the way out, but inside the boat, so it's not dropped in the water.
Okay, I'm going to say that's actually going to be a force. Probably, I'll let you have 3 because you have a plan. But it's a force.
Force is a 6. So 5, a 6, and a 1. So that's 3 successes.
Perfect. You are acting on, I would say you are acting on instinct, but having you now rolled instinct, you're running on intuition at this moment. And Crazy Joe, go ahead and give me a speed. 2 speed.
All right, 2 successes. And 1 was the same number.
All right, so you have a care package point as well. I guess I guess I pushed the envelope a little bit. You didn't really get to describe what you wanted to do. Would you like to describe what you want to do, or would you like to just aid Jeremy in his endeavor?
Well, he pretty much, when Pops told him to do it, he started, building like a bigger ramp. But this time he's doing like, when people are doing the whole maestro thing, he's with the gun like.
There's swirls and curly cues, and it's actually like incredibly ornate. And like there's like snowflakes in the air. A Christmas Carol comes on. Mouth and Rex, what are you doing?
Rex has been sprinting forward, and he actually comes running up on one of the guys, and he hits his rifle up in the air and grabs the guy and spins him around. And as the rifle's coming back down, he catches it because he's that cool. And he holds the guy steady as he points the rifle at the blimp and fires.
I'm going to say that's control with 3.
Can I use force instead because I'm forcing the guy?
Yeah, okay. Also applicable.
All right, so that is a 2, a 6, and an 8, and my force is 7.
So 2
So I got
successes.
2 successes.
So yeah, you are able to fire headlong at this this blimp. But you see the bullets kind of hit, kind of are ricocheting about, and you manage to kill some minions at the expenditure of this gunfire, but it doesn't really seem to be affecting the blimp too much.
Son of a bitch. All right.
All right, let me see if I got something. Mouth is gonna again reach into that awesome briefcase and grab a like ball with a lightning bolt symbol on it, and he's gonna toss it up and knock it into trying to knock it into the blimp.
I'm gonna say that that's either grace or force, whatever you're better with. And I would actually like you to roll a d12.
Ooh, 1d12.
Yeah, we're gonna do some inventory on how many of these you got left.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a good idea. Oh, come on, sorry. Oh, I'm out of that. Ooh, 10.
Okay. So what I was gonna do is, if you rolled a 1 through a 3, have you drop down a dice size. But you rolled a 10, so you seem to be pretty amply stocked at the moment.
Okay. And I got 2 failures though.
So is this the MP?
Yeah.
So you go to hit it, and actually, like, you hit it, but you hit it like in like a foul ball manner, and
Yeah.
like it hits the blimp and like ricochets weird to the side. So like you hit this whole area, all the spotlights and everything that we're on, and like all these super soldier suits and the blimp itself, they're all getting hit by this, and it's all kind of like crashing down now.
Oh, my bad, guys. Sorry.
Well,
Slice
I
that
mean,
one.
like, it's kind of slow. Pops, you still have the opportunity to do whatever you would like to do.
Okay. So seeing that Crazy Joe has constructed this ice ramp that looks like it's from a Disney film, he is going to rev this boat's throttle all the way forward and put it into gear, and then he's going to run in jump free, pointing it towards this ramp with the loose anchor in its well.
Give me 3 speed. You're looking for 2 successes here.
2 speed. I hope. 3. Okay. 6, a 9, and a 2. So that's 2 successes.
Perfect. So you bail from this, and it kind of meets its course as it's falling with the makeshift projectile, and just as the park around you goes dark and like everyone is kind of in a hushed silence, the dirigible explodes in a ball of fiery gas. It kind of lands on the pier. Dave, I want a speed roll. Failure, just straight 1 die. And actually, I think everybody should make a speed roll. 1 die. Okay, so everyone roll your damage die once.
Damage die? Oh, our health.
D8, right?
Yep. We're looking like all successes thus far. So you evasive sons of bitches have managed to escape the falling shrapnel and metal frame and like fire that is raining down upon you, but the minions are not so lucky. You see a lot of them taking heavy burns. But around you, you see like a lot of dead super soldier shells, like the exosuits. Not empty, but if a carcass is occupying it, it's pretty much empty. And as the dirigible lands, the control center console thing kind of is like draped in this fire. It's top of the order. Pops and Rex, what are you doing?
So as Rex saw this explosion coming to the fray, he actually kind of kicked out the leg of the guy that he was holding and kind of brought him back as this explosion and debris was coming down, and used his body as a shield. And because of the exoskeleton that he was wearing, it wasn't as durable as this other guy, but it helped him to take the fall of the guy falling on him. So he took the brunt of the damage. As he rolls him off, he kind of sits up and he just starts holding himself, grabs his crotch, makes sure his cock's still there, and he looks around and he says, "Pops, Mouth, Crazy Joe."
Yeah, come over here. Not gonna get rid of me that easily.
And he kind of like pushes one of these like exoskeleton suits just kind of off of part of his body as he kind of wiggles his way out from underneath where he had landed next to one of them as he dove out of the boat. And he kind of sees this button on this thing's chest.
Well, what have we here?
And he's going to kind of hit it with his fist. This eject button that you described earlier, Baron.
And as you do so, it kind of like pops this guy like straight out of it. Kind of like if you've ever seen, I want to say it's Avengers 2, where they're cutting Rhodey out of the Iron or War Machine suit. Or, no, it's Iron Man 3. They're heating it up. And he's like, "I'll get him out of here," and heats it up and like gets so hot he just ejects and like punches that dude in the face. It's like that, but the guy's not going to punch you in the face because he's dead.
Then Pops is going to get in it, try to figure out how to put it on.
And as you do, it's kind of like a one-size-fits-all thing, kind of like not nanites, but like a 3D printer that's kind of like mashing out this machine around you. So it kind of like you honestly you hear it like crack your back, and you breathe, and it's like real real painful at first. But it's like, man, I've only been smoking for 10 years rather than 40. You probably cough pretty hard, but like moving your hands, like no arthritis pain, knees feel good, don't feel so bow-legged anymore. We're on to some new kicks.
Well, I'll be damned. I might just dance. Check it out, boys.
He's going to start doing like some kind of line dancing.
Whoa, look at me go. I haven't done this in 30 years.
Oh, geez,
What?
Pops. Yeah, there's a reason you haven't done it in 30 years. No one does that shit anymore. Come on.
What the fuck is that?
It's called dancing. It's not sex on the dance floor like you young people do now. This takes talent and skill, I'll have you know.
Talent and skill.
Yes,
Well,
that's what I call my
You ain't
left
got
leg and
either
my
of
right,
those.
That's what you call your left nostril? What?
my left leg and my right leg. Talent and skill.
Oh, right. That's the first time I've heard that.
That's because it's the first time I've told you. You're just lucky I won't put skill up beside your face.
Yeah. Rex still going off of Pops. Yeah.
So as you guys are kind of picking through the wreckage here, there's kind of like a shearing metal sound coming from the wreckage, like a whirring of servos, if you will, but nothing's like moving in the immediate. So Mouth and Joe, what are you doing?
I'm crawling. He probably, like, when everything happened, there was like all this like ice cloud or something above him, so he didn't want to get hit by anything, so he's just crawling around trying to figure out where everybody's at. He's like, Pops, where are you?
I mean, like everybody else, you are within kind of distance of these exosuits.
Well, might as well try to get into one.
Over here, Joe. No, turn around. Over here. Look, you need to check one of these things out. Maybe that one over there with the tiger stripes on it.
Yeah, I would like turn around to the direction it's pointing, and I would start going towards it. Like if somebody's in it, I'm gonna try to smash the window with like the thing.
Try and reach in and unlock it. But you're completely able to get whatever guy out of his suit that you wanted.
I would get in it and push whatever button, start pushing buttons, see what happens.
Well, in my mind, it's kind of like a power armor from Fallout, like very form-fitting. Like you might have like your hands inside, kind of like a toy robot hand where you like pull the lever, but you got one for each finger. So your arms are a little bit longer, you're a little bit taller, you're a little bit more stocky, durable. It's got like some plating on it. There's probably a couple of them with helmets. Just to make you a little bit tougher.
He would probably just start like messing with it, and then he would look at Pops and he's like, I wonder what would happen if I farted in here.
It like gases up the like face mask, like condenses.
At least that's in your suit. That's on you.
Well, shit, I'm not going to be the only guy here without a robot suit. Let me see if I can get into one. And I guess, Mouth will try to climb into one of these suits.
And as you do so, there's kind of like actually an attachment for this bat. Like there's like a groove in the side of the handle that you're like, I have no fucking idea what this is for. And like you look in the power suit and there's like a hook that like this would like attach to. So like you wouldn't be able to be disarmed.
Sweet.
For
So,
the
I
record,
like
the dildo does not have one of these, so that has the potential to slide out of your hand.
Well, I'll bring that with me into the cockpit. And I'll be like, I'll grab the bat and sweet, all right. Looks like I can swing this thing much better now. Oh, could play ball in this. And I imagine like all of the grenades or explosives or whatever mystery balls will like automatically, attach to my belt or something so that I can easily launch them.
And as you all finally kind of step into your own power suits, the whirring coming from like the flaming wreckage has stopped. And though it has only been probably 30 seconds since this thing has hit the ground and started making noise, you see like this giant kind of like chunk of metal come out of it and like form an arm, a bend of an arm, and another one kind of come out of it and form an arm, and it kind of coalesces into this large humanoid structure that's kind of like fire and scrap metal are falling off of it, and where the head is, you see the grinning face of Archie Shaw. Didn't think it'd get this far, but man, did you guys get me going. And with that, there's like this like helmet that kind of like comes from the back, and it's like it's almost like, you know, his gelled hair and his his large teeth and his, you know, his trademark sunglasses, they're all very like sharpened in features. So like this is like a helmet of hair and teeth and sunglasses, and he kind of like grabs a chunk of metal and is like, or actually he actually has the boat and like the anchor, and he's kind of whipping this thing around, and like in a robotic version of his own voice, now it's your turn, and he's gonna swing at you guys. I need everyone to make another speed check. All right, so Mouth, you are the target of his first strike, and as he's kind of whirring this boat around, everyone else kind of ducks, and you're kind of still fucking with your bat, and it kind of sideswipes you and catches you and kind of sends you into the food stands adjacent to you. Go ahead and roll your damage die.
I rolled a 1. I'm
So,
down
yeah.
to a D4.
Did you already roll a failure?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so yeah, you're hurt. You're pretty sure had you not been wearing this exoskeleton, you would be dead right now. Yeah, we are playing like mildly superheroic qualities right now, but if this had not been put on, you know for a fact you would have been a skid mark on this pier.
Shit, Pops always knows what to do.
What? Mouth, are you okay? Holy hell, son.
Yeah, I'll live. Let's beat the shit out of this guy.
Rex, you get that thing's attention. I'm going to get Numbnuts over there and drag him out of harm's way.
It is the top of the order, so Rex and Pops.
All right. Rex, it says, "Aye, aye, Captain," kind of like sarcastically, and referencing back to the boat. And he kind of pulls the gun that he has, points it up at the face of Archie's machine, and fires directly into the face. What am I rolling on? I guess I'm going for flare because it's kind of a flare move. Just trying to just go for the shot, basically, to get him in the face. Trying to fire a tear gas canister into his face.
Okay. Go ahead and roll 3. He's also got like a set amount that he'll subtract from like your attack rolls and your defense rolls to see if you hit or hit him. So
okay. So I got a 5, a 3, and a 10. So that is 2 successes because I have a 6 in flare.
You see this canister hit him, and he kind of like, but he doesn't see like the gas kind of like plume up into his face, and he's like, ah, ah. So instead of doing damage, I'm going to say that you actually kind of has set Jeremy up, or Pops up for a better action. So Jeremy, what would you like to do?
Pops, seeing that Archie is at least momentarily distracted, is going to run forward in this suit, just marveling at the fact that there's no pain with each step.
Yeah, I'm coming.
Like he just kind of speeds up, and he actually drops to his knees and slides the last bit of distance up beside Mouth, and he kind of grabs onto either side of the side of the suit here, up by his shoulders, and kind of stands back up and just starts dragging Mouth away from Archie as fast as he can.
Mal, you got any more of them explosive dilly whoppers there?
I'm gonna say speed. Success or failure, so 1 die.
Okay. A 7.
The way you're high stepping it, old man, you look like you have a stick in your ass.
It's not a stick. It's from what's on the boat.
God damn it! Shit.
God damn it! Did you succeed or fail?
I got 7 out of 3, so that's a success for speed.
Okay, so yeah, you managed to pull Mouth out of the wreckage.
But you seem to run faster with a stick up your ass, so keep doing it.
I'm gonna run over there and put my foot up your ass.
That's the spur.
Thanks for grabbing me, Pops.
Got any more of them explosive dilly whoppers?
Yeah, here on my belt. Take whichever ones.
I think I got a plan. He's gonna start fiddling with that suitcase that he's been carrying around.
What are you doing?
Got one
Ain't
of
no
them.
time to file paperwork, Pops.
No, not paperwork. It's one of them newfangled drones. He kind of opens the case up, and there's like this little remote-controlled drone, and its gear, its control box. You see?
What the fuck's a drone? That looks like a tiny helicopter or some shit.
Yeah, it's the same thing that they use to film all of this shit that goes on here. But this one, I'm gonna drive this one. Why don't you hook some of them baubles you got on it? We're gonna deliver a care package of our own.
Oh yeah, this one, it's got, I don't know, that like nucleus symbol on it or something.
Yeah, I don't know what that means. It looks kind of like a flower. But that's fine. I'm sure it'll be spectacular.
You guys are a bunch of scientists working here.
Rex, you shut up and just shoot your big gun, all right?
Yeah,
We'll figure this out.
You do the brawling, we'll do the braining.
And Joe, you do the crazying.
And with that, you see like the mechanized form of Archie trying to like tear at the visor of his suit to get to his face, and it's like ah. And he swings his car mace around again. So I'm gonna have all you do a speed check, succeed or fail. Actually, no, I'm gonna have you do a grace check, succeed or fail. And he's also going to like try and grab at Dave. He is he's gonna try and grab at Dave. Dave, how would you defend against this?
Well, at the moment, I'm actually yelling at Joe. Freeze his face. And as I'm concentrating, watching Joe or Pops and Mouth get out of the way, this hand just comes up and literally just cups him because I rolled an 8 and I don't have grace. I have force. So I rolled over my force.
That was a success then.
That was a failure because I have a
gotcha,
7 in force.
Yep.
And
So in all actuality, he kind of like swings this, and I think you guys all passed the kind of speed check. So he's kind of swinging wildly here. I'm gonna have you all roll your damage dice, except for you, Dave. He's got you grappled. He's kind of like got you in one of his massive hands.
So I had a 6 for grace and force, and I rolled a 6, but -2 is a 4. So that does.
There was no -2 on that one.
Oh, okay.
With the exosuits, there's no negative on there.
Okay. That does give me 2 care package points.
Okay. Any volunteers? This could be the make or break care package. Jose, you want to take one? Philip? Come on. I do too much. Fine. So, you got this guy who is kind of, picture me in like a computer chair, but extremely fat and like long greasy ponytail, balding at the top. He's got like some beady glasses and like my shirt's really snug. Oh, we lost Dave. I've got like a bunch of Doritos crumbs on me. There's like a pile of wrappers next to me, and like I'm actually like at my computer. Like, hey guys, my name's James, and well, it seems like you guys are in a little bit of a pinch. So I hacked, I I hacked into the mainframe here. I'm sending you codes. Actually, I'm just gonna shut down his mech here. And as he does this, you see like the luminescence of Archie's mech kind of like shut down for a second.
Oh shit, why does that nerd like you?
I don't know. You know, you don't look a gift horse in the mouth, or a gifted young man who's overweight and obviously needs some self-respect. I definitely would not look him in the mouth.
I try not to look anybody in the mouth. This is rude, man. People are self-conscious about their teeth. So that brings us to Mouth and Joe. You got Rex kind of like in this robot's non-functioning hand and is kind of hunkered over at the moment.
I want to like run at Archie, and right when I get in front of him, I'm gonna do like a karate kick, like crane kick on him.
Absolutely. I'm going to say that's Flair. 2 die.
I got 2 successes.
So what are you looking to do here?
I guess since the thing shut down, like I would like try to kick the panel off so that way we can like grab him out of there.
Oh, like off his back or something, or like the front. Okay. With 2 successes, I'm going to say that like there's another one of these small eject buttons. His is more like stylized. It's like a decal. And like you go to kick him and like you hear like the tung of his kind of like alloyed shell. But at the same time, it's like, and like the helmet kind of like clicks back, and he's kind of like Bruce Banner from Thor Ragnarok when he like jumps out of the helicopter and kind of like skids on like the Rainbow Bridge. That's just kind of what happened to Archie. He was ejected from his suit.
Right after that, I would just be like this, and I would be like, "Oh!"
All right. Wow, what are you doing?
I'm gonna knock this guy's fucking brains out of his skull. I wanna, I guess, walk up to him and hit him with a bat.
Okay. Oh, I don't really think you even need to roll for that.
I mean, I guess there's a chance that the mech's all fucked up because it's pretty like.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I'm gonna have you roll 4s.
Okay.
Like I said, are you just gonna like walk up to him and kill this guy, or do you want to talk to him at all? Do you want closure or anything like that, or do you just want to fucking bludgeon this dude to death? Does anybody else need closure? Anyone else want to say anything?
Maybe I will go up and walk up to him.
You don't have to. You can kill this guy outright. That's fine. He
I'll
deserves it.
go up and do that unless someone says anything. Like, you know, I'm on my way and I'm like, I'm gonna fucking kill this guy. Come on, guys, we're getting free today. Oh, and then I'm about to like go and smash his skull in. And
Mouth. What would Jasmine say?
and that'll make me, you know, stop and think back to my newly found cyborg mother. I'm thinking like,
Actually, wasn't she a bitch before the operation?
yeah, she was a hard ass bitch.
She hated you.
Yeah, she thought that.
What would she say? She probably would agree. Kill this dude.
She would say, I was taking the easy way out.
New Jasmine is an enlightened woman. Okay.
She would say, I was taking the easy way out. You're right, Pops. All right. Should we spare him? And I'll like kind of flip him over with my foot.
And he's kind of like,
No, I'm just simply saying that I don't think we should make his passing too easy.
Oh, you're right. And I'll like start wailing on his rib cage and arms and legs, making sure that all of his bones are broken. And then be like, okay, now do we want to talk to him?
you just step on him.
And yeah. I'll just be like pressing the bat like into his chest.
Perfect. So Rex, Archie has been ejected from his mech. Mouth is standing atop of him, basically crushing his bones. Rex is probably able to wiggle free from the mech. But is there any kind of... We left the option open that Mouth was basically going to kill this guy unless someone said something.
We broke every fucking bone in his body, Rex. You want to say anything to this guy before we take his lights out?
No, but I think you had a gift for him, didn't you? I don't think that care package giver would mind.
Oh, you know what? You're right. And Mouth will like get out of the exoskeleton suit so that he can like pull out this large floppy thing. And then he'll say, okay.
And that's where it fades. It fades up into the horizon, the smoky pier, as the party is left to deal with Archie Shaw. Though I'm sure the four of you all have some satisfaction with his death, you know that where there's one, more will come. Your fight is not over, but it is tonight. Archie has perished in some form or another. And the four of you, at least for the near future, will be treated as gods on Cadian's Keep. That's where we're going to end it for tonight. For the sake of getting through the outro here, I would like to give a big thanks to my 4 players. These are 4 people that I truly enjoy playing with a lot and putting up with my very poor time management skills and or planning. Because I know we haven't played the last one of these since like March. We actually have like another game with the 4 of us going that I've played twice since we played this game. So really looking forward to diving into Mech Hack with you guys, and I really appreciate you guys bearing with me for that to get through my first completed series on my YouTube channel, the RWD Gaming. So we're going to go ahead and do outros. If you feel the need to plug your channel, I know you guys are in most of my videos, and if anyone watches one of them, they've heard it before. But opinions on the E-engine for Jeremy or anything that stuck out to the game that you would like to say, etc., etc. We're going to go ahead and go in reverse order this time. So, Phillip, what you got?
I just want to say thanks to all my fans. I'm going to go out there. I'm going to find you, lady with the choker. Also, Archie, haha, we got you, fucker. And peace, love. I love spaghetti. And go Sox.
Hashtag Mouse Mom. All right, Jose.
Well, thank you again for, letting me play in this game. My name's Jose. I was playing Crazy Joe. That was a blast, and definitely can't wait to see what other crazy shit he gets into next time. That is, if there is a next time.
It could be. Hey man, if you come out to AtCon next year, we might be able to play this in person. That's an idea. Jeremy.
Hey everybody, I am Jeremy. I've had a hell of a time. I love this group. It's it's a laugh a minute hootenanny, no joke. And yeah, I have the YouTube channel, the Erasmus Expeditions. Also part of the Dudes of Your podcast that can be found on YouTube as well. And Baron, thank you very, very much for letting me be a part of this. I don't get to play the E-engine ever, so this has been a lot of fun. Thank you.
I mean, you let me see a lot of the inside work that goes into them. So I mean, I know I like playing them and running them just for like. It's a beer and pretzels type game that I drink beer and eat pretzels while I'm playing. So I mean, I enjoy playing with you guys. So it's always a pleasure to have someone who made the system participate in the game. Finally, probably least of the group, Dave.
Least of the group, huh?
No, don't take that seriously. I know you're a sensitive guy.
Not at all. Yeah, I would imagine that as the scene fades, Rex is actually, considering that he's a god now, he considers himself like Adonis, and he is actually singing the Sword of Damocles from, if you've watched Rocky Horror, you're familiar with it. As he pulls open his shirt, because there is drones in the sky. There's drones in the sky. So, yeah, echoing the sentiments here. These guys, we just cut loose and just sort of get silly and have fun. And the Mecha Hack game is a little more serious, but yeah, this one was fun for what we did, and it was a lot of fun to just sort of have fun with it. And so I am glad to play with them. And if you'd like, I have some videos up on Mournblade Gaming. And so, yeah, I'd like you to check them out if you have the time. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. And I mean, like I said, the 4 of you guys are pretty much my 4 go-to players or DMs even. We got good synergy. sure, we do bullshit a lot, but hopefully our Mecha Hack game kind of shows where we mesh together our PYs when we're not being complete assholes. We're going to go ahead and end the broadcast. I am Baron with RWD Gaming. For those of you tuning in, I appreciate the view. And for those of you watching in the future, why? Have a good night.